When the Flintstones' complete series Blu-ray was first announced, I was considering on getting a copy when it was released, but I wasn't entirely sure about it because the Flintstones, like this DVD set that I'm holding in my hand right now, was the first of the individual season releases for the Flintstones that Warner Brothers released on DVD between 2004 and 2006, and those DVD releases had special features on them. In 2018, Warner Brothers released a complete series set for the Flintstones that unfortunately was completely bare bones, meaning that none of the special features from the show's old DVD releases were ported over. And the reason why was because Warner Brothers decided to downgrade the number of discs in each season by one. So for this Blu-ray collection, I would have only purchased it if at least a good majority of the old extras from the Flintstones' individual season DVD releases that were put out in the mid-2000s were ported over. Special shout out goes to a YouTuber named Blu-ray Dan, who was able to get a copy of the Flintstones' complete series Blu-ray directly from Warner Brothers on October 13th, 2020, approximately 2 weeks before that Blu-ray's October 27th release date. He did an unboxing of the Blu-ray on his channel on that day, October 13th. And I saw it, and it was through that video where I found out that thankfully most of the special features from the Flintstones' individual season DVD releases have indeed been ported over to the Blu-ray. There are a couple of extras each from like seasons 2, 3, 4, and 5 that are missing, but in the case of season 1, the only extra from that season's individual DVD release, which is the one I'm showing you right now, that is missing from the Blu-ray collection, is a compilation of the show's original sponsor tags. I mean, it is a loss because those were actually pretty cool, but, you know, I've actually seen YouTube uploads of those sponsor tags, so I'm perfectly fine with getting rid of this DVD collection so I can purchase the complete series Blu-ray. But one thing that's really nice about this DVD that you won't get in the Blu-ray collection, which is in a more traditional style package, is this pretty nice looking die-cut box, which is very similar to the one used for the Tom and Jerry Spotlight Collection DVD I showed you earlier in this part of the video. So here is the front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back of the box. And here is what we got inside. Once again, like I mentioned earlier, the package is pretty similar to the one used for the Tom and Jerry Spotlight Collection DVD. Have some inside artwork listing the episodes that are included on each of the discs, as well as some trivia about the series. Definitely a pretty nice feature. And there's also some episode thumbnails. That's cool. And here are each of the discs. Oops. First, here is disc 1, featuring Fred and Wilma. Here, I'll take it out so you can see the artwork that's underneath. Disc 2, which features Barney and Betty, with some more nice looking back artwork underneath. Here is disc 3, featuring Dino. And there's the back artwork. And finally, here is disc 4. Disc 4 is double-sided and therefore has no artwork. The top side has the episodes, and the bottom side has the special features. And then there's some more nice-looking artwork underneath. Okay, I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but the HannaBarbera DVDs I have are pretty much arranged in the order in which each show premiered. Alright, so I have the Flintstones on DVD, so you might be wondering if I have their space-age counterparts, the Jetsons, on DVD. As a matter of fact, I do. Here is 4 Kid Favorites, the Jetsons collection. This will also be this is going to also be the last video you'll be seeing this DVD in. Because I'm also going to purchase the Jetsons Blu-ray collection that came out last year. I've been wanting to get that for a while now, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So this collection is basically just the first 2 discs of the Jetsons' Season 1 DVD from 2004 in a standard-sized DVD case. I purchased this at Rite Aid of all places because I wanted to have at least a tiny sample of the Jetsons on DVD to tide me over until I could purchase that Blu-ray collection. We have an EcoBox case, unfortunately, but not surprisingly. And just like I mentioned, the discs are the same, complete with the same label art. So here is disc 1, featuring George and Jane, and disc 2, featuring Judy. Next off for my DVD releases of HannaBarbera stuff, HannaBarbera Gorilla, the complete series, released as part of the HannaBarbera Diamond Collection. I also purchased this at Rite Aid. The HannaBarbera Diamond Collection is the new version of the DVDs for Hanna-Barbera's older stuff. It was first the Golden Collection, then it became the Classic Collection, and now it's the Diamond Collection. The Diamond Collection mostly consists of reissued of older Hanna-Barbera DVDs that were first released as part of the Golden and Classic collections. And unfortunately, the majority of those DVD releases downgraded the number of discs from 4 to 3. Kind of like the Flintstones complete series set from 2018 I mentioned, like the DVD version. So all of the special features from most of the collections are gone. There are a couple of exceptions, and I'll show you 2 of those exceptions later on in the video. So I think this collection used to have special features, but I got this for only $5, and I'm okay with this version for right now until maybe I can find a copy with a copy of the older DVD release of HannaBarbera Gorilla with the special features on it. Anyways, front, spine, and the back. And here is the inside. Once again, the discs are stacked on top of each other on a single holder. So here is disc 1, disc 2, and disc 3. And the set also comes with 2 inserts. Ooh. The first insert is an advertisement for the Boomerang streaming service. Artwork is pretty much the same on both sides. And the second insert is a episode guide listing all of the episodes that are included on each of the 3 discs. Alright, next off, Wacky Races, the original 1967 version. And this is, no, not 1968. And this is also the complete series. This is also part of the Hanna-Barbera Diamond Collection. But this DVD, like the original version of it, was a 3-disc set to begin with. So thankfully, this is one of the very few releases in the Diamond Collection that still have their old DVD extras from like the original releases. Definitely really good. I wanted to get some more classic Hanna-Barbera on DVD. It's just that unfortunately, most copies of the newer, most copies I can find of the shows on DVD nowadays are these Diamond Collection ones. And I want to get the much superior Golden/Classic Collection ones. So I don't really, like, this one still has the old special features, so I don't see a point in purchasing the older one for Wacky Races. Front, left side, right side, and the back of the slipcover. A pretty shiny one, may I add. And here is the actual case. Pretty much the same artwork as on the slipcover. And you can see right here that this new version of the collection does indeed have the old extras. And here is what we got inside. Just like with the HannaBarbera Gorilla DVD set, the discs are stacked on top of each other. So here is disc 1 featuring Dick Dastardly and his dog Muttley. Disc 2 featuring Penelope Pit Stop. And disc 3 featuring Peter Perfect. Alright, and we have one insert for this collection, which lists all of the episodes and special features that are included on the set. The set says that it has 34 episodes, which you might think is quite a lot, but actually these are all 11-minute episodes. So it equivalates to about 22 minutes worth of content. Alright, next off, The Perils of Penelope Pit Stop, which is also for a part of the Hanna-Barbera Diamond Collection. And of course, since it has one of the characters from that show, this is a spin-off of Wacky Races. Just like with Wacky Races' complete series set, this newer version ports over the old DVD extras, so that's good. The other Wacky Races spin-off, Dastardly and Muttley and their flying machines, apparently also has its old special features on its newer release as part of the Diamond Collection. So I'll eventually have to get that, just so I can complete the entire original run of the Wacky Races franchise. And I say original run because, of course, Wacky Races got a reboot in 2017. So just like with the Wacky Races complete series set, this release has a slipcover. Front, left side, right side, and the back. Here is the actual case. Once again, same artwork as on the slipcover. And here is what we got inside. The discs are once again stacked on top of each other. So here is disc 1 featuring Penelope Pit Stop. Disc 2 featuring the Hooded Claw, aka Sylvester Sneakley. And finally, disc 3 featuring Clyde of the Ant Hill Mob. Alright, and the set also comes with 2 inserts. Another advertisement for the Boomerang streaming service, and an episode guide insert. Okay. Next off for my HannaBarbera DVDs, I have 4 kid favorites Saturday morning cartoons of the 1970s, featuring, well, episodes of HannaBarbera cartoons that were produced in the 1970s, of course. It's a pretty good collection, all things considered, even though most people say that the 1970s is like the worst decade of American animation. There are some highlights on here, though there's definitely a lot of content that you can get elsewhere. There, see, it has Hong Kong Phooey, it has Yogi's Gang, which is like a Yogi Bear spinoff, and Josie and the Pussycats, as well as a Batman cartoon. I think all of these shows have been given proper DVD releases, like full ones, so I'll eventually have to purchase them sometime in the future. And of course, when I say purchase them, I mean purchase the much better Golden/Classic Collection releases and not the bare bones Diamond Collection ones. Front, spine, and the back. And here's what we got inside. We have another EcoBox case, unfortunately, but not surprisingly. Thankfully, though, the discs have full-color artwork on them. Here is disc 1, featuring all of the members of the Jetson family. Yeah, the Jetsons is on this collection, even though that show was from the 60s. And here is disc 2, featuring Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. Alright, next off for my DVD releases of HannaBarbera, I'm going to show you all of the releases I own for the 80s classic, The Smurfs. The Smurfs used to be my favorite completely homegrown HannaBarbera series, until that spot was eventually taken over by the Flintstones. So, I used to be a really big fan of the series, and I still like the show quite a lot to this very day, even though some people say that it's a little bit too sugary cute for its own good. And I have a total of 5 DVD releases of the show, starting with Season 1, Volume 1, released as part of the HannaBarbera Classic Collection. The front box is embossed completely, like the logo is embossed, the Hanna-Barbera is embossed, all the characters are embossed. It's really, really nice looking. And another thing that's interesting is that this is a very slim package. It takes up approximately half as much space as a normal DVD case. That's definitely a really cool touch. front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back. And here is what we got inside. There is some different artwork on the back of the inside, so that's cool. And we have the two discs. They're kind of stacked on top of each other, but not like on a single holder. Like one disc is stacked below like another, so you have to take one disc out to get the other one. So that's a little bit frustrating, but you know, I would rather have that over the discs being stacked on top of each other on a single holder, because it would make it easier to get the discs out, but it would also consequently make it easier to scratch them. So the inside of the inside lists the episodes that are included on both of the two discs. And the package claims that disc 2 is double-sided, but you can see that it's clearly not. So, kind of a weird error there. So, let me take disc 2 out so you can see the artwork that's underneath. Get a look at the full artwork for disc 2 before I cover up part of the label art with disc 1. Okay, I don't have Season 1, Volume 2 of the Smurfs yet, but I'm definitely planning on purchasing it sometime in the future. Next off for my Smurfs DVDs, I have the Smurfs True Blue Friends, which features a total of 5 22-minute long episodes, or 10 11-minute ones, because the DVD lists the 11-minute segments as separate episodes. So, yeah, another nice little collection of the show to have. Front, spine, and the back. And here is the inside. We have another EcoBox case, but thankfully the disc itself has some full color artwork. That's nice. And the reason why it says Volume 1 is because this was the first of 3 Smurfs DVDs that were labeled as volume compilations. And they were basically collections of Smurfs episodes that hadn't been released on DVD prior to them coming out. I'll definitely have to get the other 2 volumes sometime in the future. Alright, so here is another Smurfs DVD, Magical Smurf Adventure, a 2-disc set featuring 10 episodes. Unfortunately, I looked up a review of this set online, and most of the episodes that are on here are actually 11-minute ones, so there was no need for this to be a 2-disc set. But you know, it's more of the show on DVD, and I'm definitely happy to have it in any capacity. Front, spine, this stupid camera won't focus that well. And the back. And here's what we got inside. Another EcoBox case. And unfortunately, the artwork on the 2 discs for this collection aren't as colorful as on the previous 2 Smurfs DVDs I showed you. So here is disc 1. And here is disc 2. Okay, next off for my Smurfs DVDs, I have the Smurfs to the Rescue, which features 6 more episodes of the show that have never been released on DVD prior to this collection coming out. Front, spine, and the back. And here is the inside. The disc doesn't really have that fancy of an artwork, but it does have a little bit of character art, so that's cool. Better than it being completely generic looking like on some of Disney's modern physical media, most of Disney's modern physical media releases. Once again, EcoBox case. Last but not least, for my DVD releases of the Smurfs, I have the Smurfs Holiday Collection, featuring 2 Smurfs holiday specials from the cartoon that were previously unavailable on DVD. I really wish the Smurfs got a complete series DVD collection, but I heard that there are some rights issues, since while Warner Brothers owns the show outright due to them owning the majority of the Hanna-Barbera library, the Smurfs characters are owned by a Belgian company called La Figue, who had the rights because the Smurfs were originally comic book characters before Hanna-Barbera produced the cartoon. You see that little copyright information at the bottom that says Peyo? Well, Peyo is the one who created the Smurfs. They were originally comic book characters of his. So, yeah, there are some rights issues regarding that. The show does have a complete series collection, but it was only ever released in France, because the Smurfs are really popular there still. I really wish that Warner Brothers would clear the rights issue so we could get more of the show on DVD. Because I really want the rest of the show to come out, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. But who knows, maybe they'll make the whole series available on HBO Max or somewhere like that. Front, spine, Man, I don't know why the camera isn't working as well as it normally is. Sorry about that, viewers. Anyways, here's the back. Contrary to what the front package would like you to believe, in that there would be more than one holiday celebrated here, this holiday collection actually only has Christmas-themed episodes. And here is the disc, with unfortunately not that cool looking artwork on it. Okay, so it looks like I'll have to make another part of this video, so make sure to stay tuned for the final part tomorrow, which will feature all of my DVDs of Scooby-Doo, as well as the Steven Spielberg-produced Warner Brothers animation productions. Until next time, this is Jason the Cartoon Fan signing off.